But with all that out of the way, we're gonna begin with some reacting to anime and manga lists. Starting off with Master Crashes, the master of crashing, I presume, otherwise known as Manga Crash, crashing into manga, you assume. By the way, I just released a video on how these classic manga would hold up in 2021. I was very happy with the results of this video. I totally endorse this video. If he said Naruto didn't hold up, I would have been very angry, but spoiler alert, passes the vibe check according to Crash. Archangel Manga, welcome to the chat. Rodrigo, thank you for pointing out it is a YouTube issue. But fuck it, we'll take this issue and we'll run with it, man. So anyways, go check out Manga Crash. Here's his YouTube. If you're in this chat, you probably already know about him. Bro's almost at 1,000. Absolutely mad lad. Let's see if we can get him there. Anyways, with that said, let's start off with my man's 546 manga, which is quite a quite a lot, but this is the master after all, so it'd be odd if he didn't have at least 546 manga. Otherwise he wouldn't be the master. He's noticeably not the master of anime, however. Okay, manga list time. So you're currently reading One Piece and you have that at 10. Unfortunately, One Piece isn't a 10. It's actually a 7, objectively. And that's it. That's all I have to say on that. Absolute fool for having One Piece so high. Mendoku's Gake, welcome to the chat. How does this work? You can submit your AniList to my Discord in the appropriate channel, and I said I would do the first 3 who submitted today. And we currently have only 2, Master Crash and Blindfold. So if you want to get your name in the hat, there's one more spot left. You just go put it in here. Links all in the description, by the way. My manga list has only really kicked off this year, but I've already read like 4,000 chapters, so good enough. Nice. How many titles have you read? But anyways, I need to focus here. This is gonna be a very long video. Okay, what do we have here? I again like expect a lot of like brief comments. There's a lot of things to go over clearly. I'll skim past the things I've already talked about or don't have anything to say. But yes, Archangel, I did indeed already go over. Haven't read Baki or Ayakashi Triangle. Blah blah. Battle Royale is one of those like classic seinen titles that I always wanted to get my hands on, and I finally did, and I just never read it. Like I have the first 3 Ultimate Editions, and they're like very high quality, and I love them, and it was very fulfilling to finally get my hands on them after all this time. God damn, have I ever just not read them? But I like Battle Royales, you know. We do a little Fortnite around here, so like I ought to pay homage to the genre and read Battle Royale itself. Black Clover, I didn't realize you were caught up with Black Clover, Crash. You don't have it ranked, very sad. I'm quite curious to know what you think of this series. I've only read the first chapter, or first volume, I didn't like it. Blue Box, just another battle, or I mean just another Shonen Jump title that's currently running. I think it's okay. It's a cute little combination of romance and sports. It's, you know, it's exactly what it sounds like. I'm honestly not super engaged by it, but I'm also not super engaged by sports or romance, so it's obviously not something that I am directed, or that I would be interested in. Hey yo, Broken Ronin, what's going on, my man? Glad to have you in the stream, man. What'd you say? Not sure. Jump app, it's like 40, and I have like a bunch of series ready in manga decks. Okay, nice. Paper quality in BR Ultimate is crap. Is it really? Oh, I can't just help but to admire how like sexy the fucking like the hardcover is and like the spines. Black Clover is about a 7.5. Nice. Okay. Dan 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 is one of the other series that I really want to get into. It's only like 30 long, I assume, and it looks great, to be honest. Dead Dead Demons, only at 73? You're falling behind, my guy. Dead Dead Demons, by the way, the best looking manga, period. It is Asano at its best. It's a very fun story, and it's unlike a lot of his other stuff. But me and Crash actually talked about this in the Seinen tier list, where this is kind of like has the same spirit as Salonin in the sense that it's a little more lighthearted, not so dreary, and it kind of has like a kind of element of fun to it. Whereas Pun Pun and like Downfall would kind of make a little pairing on their own. But Dead Dead Demons is like fucking superb, and I just want it to fucking conclude already though, man. Asano has to just wrap it up. It's practically at the climax right now. I don't want to spoil anything, but I reckon you have this quite high. It's hard for me to comment on this. You don't have any scores here, of course. You're sleep deprived and working? Lame. I'm also sleep deprived and technically working. Not a bad series though. Finished a high note for me. Oh, fair, fair. I'm just like not super interested into sports manga, I guess is my thing. So I'm not particularly interested in like Kroko's Basket, Haiku, Slam Dunk, nothing like that. I'm kind of just gonna skim past most of these. Deadpool's whatever. You know, score manga you haven't finished, bro. Damn, what is this fucking ancient Greece where the value of something's only determined in the afterlife? Nah, I don't subscribe to that at all. I'm just gonna try and finish every season Jump app right now. There's a lot to go to. Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Slump, more like what a slump to read. Just kidding. I haven't read, as you might imagine. Dr. Stone, Gintama. Real quick, only thing I will ever say about Gintama is that I bet I would fucking love it, but the fan base was enough for me to not want to get into it. And that's it. That's just how it gotta be sometimes. I do score manga with more than 50 chapters. That's fair. I feel like after a certain point, you just know when a manga you just kind of get the impression of what the manga is going to be like and your reception to it, and you can kind of cast your judgment. I think there's a few series right now, for contrast, that just paint how willing I am to rank something that's still ongoing. So, for instance, Boruto 63, I thought it was fine to rank around there. Tokyo Revengers, obviously. Welcome back, Alice. Although only being 18 chapters long, 2 volumes, I feel like I have a pretty strong sense of where it's going, and I felt pretty justified in giving it in the 8. I'm probably not so justified in the 11 on Chojin X yet, or the 6 on Chojin X since it's only 11 along, but just a bit of a slog to get through. But enough about me. Back to the master himself. Oh, I didn't realize you were so up to date with Komi Crash. So you really, like when you said you were 5 chapters away, you really were like only 5 chapters away. This is something I might consider reading more into in the future, only because I think that this is a super great series. Like, it's just a really fun slice of life. I listened to all the OP and endings yesterday and ranked them. Of Gintama, nice. How do you pronounce P P P P P P P P P? I pronounce it P P P P P P P P P. Oh my god, I just realized I don't have a pop filter. That was probably fucking annoying. Pianissimo. Pianissimo. That's right, you mentioned that in your video on it. There's a lot of mid weekly shonen jump. I would suggest reading something worth your mint. You might get bored anyway if that's your goal of all you can do. Yeah. If we're talking about weekly shonen jump in general, like everything it's ever put out, I think there's enough good series there to occupy you in a lifetime. But like if you're confining yourself to what's airing right now, yeah, you're gonna be met with a lot of mid. I don't know what Liar Game is, but this looks kind of cool. Genkaku Picasso is my recent surprise. Nice. I've yet to read that one though. It's by one of my favorite mangaka, Usamaru Furuya. I'm reading all the ongoings and I actually like pretty much most of them. Nice. I don't like a lot of them right now. I like JJK. I like PPPPPPPP. And those are it, I guess. I like Boruto also, I suppose, if we count that, but and I think I'll like Dan Dan Dan, but to be continued. Now what the hell's Liar Game? Because this should look kind of bussin'. Visually kind of reminds me of Chainsaw Man. Like, she reminds me of Makima. There's a superficial comment there. Liar Game was one of the manga that influenced Squid Game. Oh, okay. It's like Kaiji. Okay. It's Death Note. Pretty good hit the feels. Mashal. Yeah, I mean, just you got a lot of the weekly stuff going on right now. Cool, I guess. I can't comment on most of that as I have not read most of the weekly stuff going on in Shonen Jump right now. But I do respect that you're reading the No Longer Human, the the fucking Junji Ito version. Have you read the Usamaru Furuya version of No Longer Human yet? I still stand by that one a lot more, but the more the merrier, as they say. I have a problem where I love series while reading them. But when I get caught up, I get bored easily. Yeah, that pretty much happened to me with Tokyo Revengers. But I also just think I had a bit of a recency bias going on with Tokyo Revengers, plus the kind of intensity of the community at the time. It begins to be more one of those recently. Each chapter has slowed down a ton. Yeah, it's fair. That is fair. But I mean, so far, Crash, you know, first of all, I have to respect that you're careful not to have cast judgment on things that aren't too far along. So, you know, respect on that part. I also love how much you're trying to take on, especially by reading everything currently going on Weekly Shonen Jump, which is really cool. So I mean, so far, only positive things to say. Sakamoto Days is one of those actually that when I was binging it, it was hella fun, but when I actually caught up to it and it was weekly, it became such a slog and I stopped enjoying it. So I kind of put it on pause so I could binge it again one day. But I don't know. I tried to binge it semi recently and like I just wasn't enjoying it, so I just kind of reset where I started, and I'm gonna keep it on pause for a little longer until maybe I'm in the mood for it. Watamote, very nice. I'd like to read that because I actually quite enjoyed the first season of the anime. Drifting Classroom, yeah, I also have the first hardcover of that and it looks great. I hope to read it. I'm currently trying to finish up Devilman first. This will be the last physical manga I have in the department that I need to before I'm caught up with everything. Once you get the scores, you'll be able to trash me easier. Yeah, exactly. So far, you played it safe. There's nothing to trash yet. Rereading Love Hina. This is an absolute manga crash classic. Very nice. And respect for rereading Nijihara Holograph. I was very critical when I first read this. And somebody very recently commented on my Asano tier list video trying to convince me to go back and read it, and I think I'm going to as well. Sakamoto was the same for me. The recent arc has been really good though, so I'm glad. Yeah, I reckon that it is. I got a good chunk of the way into it, but my only issue was that as a weekly experience, it wasn't as moving, I guess, as it could be. Trying to wean myself off of reading One Piece. I have an easy solution, bro. Just stop, then you're gonna be happier for it. But okay, enough for the funny jokes. Completed manga. Crash, I feel like we may have like slightly conflicting opinions on certain like shonen titles, but I think for seinen we're probably going to be like have a lot of overlap. Like for instance, 20th Century Boys. I have not read very much, so I'm not even going to comment much on this. But I thought that first volume was perfect as far as the first volume can go. Chainsaw Man is still something I've yet to read. I'm going to eventually. It's really only 100 chapters. I should really try to read this, but I have not yet. I'm doing 100 chapters a day of One Piece, and it became a mistake. Holy fuck. I only ever read 100 chapters of One Piece, and that took me like a month to get through. Because that shit was just so boring, I couldn't bring myself to go read it. Again, Dorohedoro, I've only ever read like 4 volumes, but I literally had no complaints within those 4 volumes. It was such a great story. Likewise, Pun Pun, also in my favorites, nothing to complain about here. Even on another favorite of mine. Monster, another favorite of mine. Like, yeah, there's nothing to complain about so far. And you've actually sold me on Kasane at several points, and I kind of want to get into it, but I just don't have the kind of mental energy to commit myself to something so long these days. At most, you're going to get like 5 volumes out of me. Like, that's just all the time I have. Your shonen taste is trash, it's all cool. Sadly, Al, plus ratio, plus didn't ask, plus don't care. Hello, Chirunzo. Welcome to the chat. We're just reviewing some anime and manga tier lists. Not tier lists, AniLists. Starting off with a friend here, Manga Crash. 3 months to get caught up on One Piece, and then a week on Black Clover and Doctor Stone. Damn. Watched all 900 episodes in 3 months. Yeah, I saw that. It's very ambitious. Can't believe you'd waste 3 months of your life watching that trash. That's okay, man. To each his own. I do need to slow down a bit, though. The problem I'm going through so many so fast. Not a problem, man. There's so many out there to read. There's always something good to read out there, in my opinion. But you just don't want to burn yourself out of the medium, I guess. No idea what this is, but I think I actually had it like favorited and like saved to my bookmarks because I wanted to read this because of how highly you've rated this. And maybe I will one day. Who knows? It took me a year to catch up with One Piece when I had. I might actually get around to doing that a little later. We'll see if that happens. There's Fap note. He's a classic. I'm gonna be reading soon. Okay, nice. Anyways, moving on. Even It's an Endless World, only read the first volume, but it was genuinely amazing. This is like, if I was gonna go out on a limb to read a longer series, it'd probably be this one. I was just super engaged in that first volume. I guess not so engaged if I didn't want to keep reading. But I was just in a weird place with manga at that time, maybe. Kurosawa were really good, nice. Full Metal Alchemist. I honestly never even got around to finishing the manga. I'm probably halfway through it. I just think that the anime is just the definitive version of this. I'm not huge on the art in the original, to be completely honest. But I mean, the story and the characters are timeless, so. Gods! Damn, at 9.5, I didn't know you were so horny, Crash. Damn. Big nose manga. Solinen 9.5, easy. 20th Century Boys. This neighborhood, no idea what this is. This looks kind of bussin' though, I'm not gonna lie to you. I am not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna plan that bitch. I don't normally like planning stuff. Like I actually recently deleted all of my planning to watches and planning to reads. But this is short. I can do short. Good, maybe, but fun. Who cares? Rereading Gaunt's now. Love it, nice. Manga is good if you haven't read it. Anything by Jiro Tangagura is worth reading. Okay, nice. I think I saw this on your list as well. Archangel, am I correct on that? Buying all the omnibuses because Gaunt's is awesome. Oh, fair enough. Also, Silent Voice at 9. I haven't read the manga, but I'm quite critical of the movie. I don't really enjoy it. I think it's a rather superficial depiction of like depression and yeah, I don't think it's a particularly great film, so I have it quite low. Not low. I still think that the experience is more positive than not. It's probably at a 6. There were still some movies that engaged me on a basic level, and I can still at least get lost in the kind of high quality production. But generally, I don't love A Silent Voice, to be honest. You've got a ton of the series, nice. I'm a Hero and Gaunt's my 2 favorite seinen, nice. I dropped I'm a Hero as soon as like the apocalypse stuff started happening. I thought it was super dull after that, just like literally after the first omnibus. I like the anime, but I think the manga explores it a little more, and I feel like it makes it better. I would imagine, like at 9 or 7 volumes, you have more space to explore than like a 2-hour film. Well, exactly, yeah, exactly. Akira, again, in a similar situation where I think if I read the manga, I'd love it, but as the anime exists, you know, again, from a production standpoint, it's fantastic, but I don't know, it was lacking in the story. And I think, again, that's only a problem of condensing, you know, 6 volumes, 120 chapters into an hour and a half movie. The manga is definitely the best way to experience Silent Voice. Yeah, I assume so. But like at the same time, like the premise doesn't even particularly engage me too much. So I mean, it might be a difference in execution, but ultimately, I don't think it's gonna be. If it's a 6 as a movie, I don't imagine that the manga is gonna bring it to like a 10. So I'm not sure if it's even something worth investing my time and energy into. Alice in Borderland, yeah, some more of that death game goodness. I tried to watch I guess the J drama for Alice in Borderland. I didn't really like it, to be honest, but sure, the manga's fine. Arigato, okay, shout out. Fucking fantastic manga, by the way. Ashton no Joe, Sports are cringe. Astro Lost in Space. Is Astro Lost in Space really that high for you? Damn. I mean, I've never read it. I'm just surprised because this seems like one of those throwaway like manga titles, honestly. But no, you seem to think quite highly of it. But yeah, fair enough, I guess, fair enough. Anyways, Rodrigo, peace and love, baby. Damn, I'm quite surprised that you have this as high as you do. Quite like the mystery in it. Okay, I'm slightly more intrigued now by it now. People have always like hyped this up as one of like the better like short series just to consume, but I'm now more motivated. I trust your judgment most of the time. Bakuman is one that I get in like some heat with time and time again because I don't like Bakuman. I think the characters are incredibly bland. I think that although it's a cool exploration into like the manga industry as a whole, and I think it's useful in depicting some of that information, it just feels like too info dump heavy when I don't think it needs to be. I think it could have presupposed a bit on behalf of the audience, and I think there are just scenes where like they have to explicate certain norms in the manga industry and it just comes off as unnatural, and in those moments I'm just kind of taken out of the story in a sense. And plus I just don't find it an interesting read at all. I dropped this after 5 volumes. Hasn't aged well. Interesting. Pokemon better than Death Note. I know a lot of people hold that to be true, and I honestly don't even think they're at all comparable, just because of how much better Death Note is. Beck only at a 9. That's gonna have to dock you minus 10 points because unfortunately Beck is the best manga of all time. But because it's at a 9, you know, it can't be too harsh. Hey Inks, welcome to the chat. Blank canvas. What is this? When I see these really strange little, like, shorter manga, so high, I become very interested. High school Aiko has big plans to become popular mangaka. Oh, it's another one about like being a mangaka. Interesting. I think the first 2 or so volumes Bakuman haven't, but the rest manga did. Yoinks, Black Canvas is an autobiographical story. Def should read. Okay. I might just put it on the planning, you know? Worst that happens is I don't read it, but it's nice to just have it there in my mind to reflect upon. Downfall out of 9, again, highly recommend. Myself, I think it's great. Imenon, again, that Imenon goodness. Some Kaiji. Nonfiction series about the author of Princess Jellyfish. Oh, nice. I'm just kind of like, again, a lot of these I just don't know. Like, I don't know what the fuck GE Good Evening is. It looks cool, but then I see it's 16 volumes long, and I'm like, dog, I ain't got 16 volumes of time no more, so I'm not even gonna entertain looking at it. Happiness though, I'm quite surprised to see it so high. I didn't expect you to I don't even know if we. I remember I did my Shuzo Shimi tier list before the Seinen tier list. When we went to do the Seinen tier list, yeah, you were surprised to find out that okay, yeah, you were surprised to find out happiness wasn't a seinen. I think in that video, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, it is shonen. Yeah, I mean it's a great manga. I think I have it about an 8, but 9 again. So far, everything that I've, with the exception of A Silent Voice, I haven't really read the manga. I'm using the movie score, which isn't exactly comparable, but we'll go with that anyway. And Bakuman, we seem to pretty much agree. And if anything, you've only piqued my interest on several series. Again, I have nothing but positive things to say about your list thus far. I finished Bakuman too many times. The manga is average, but the anime is my favorite. But I would just have to give it a 6. The romance element just kills it for me. It's Domka mangaka Echihara. Haha, nice. Maybe you have to make an AniList. You totally should. AniList is a great website. Homunculus. I tried. I started Homunculus, I guess, a couple weeks ago. I read the first 3 chapters, and it was pretty cool. I don't know. I'm just not particularly motivated to continue reading it. Like, I don't know. I don't have anything insightful to say on any of these matters. It's like I thought it was cool, or I didn't think it was cool, and I was engaged, and I wasn't engaged. And plus, I mean, Crash seems to have like generally like probably the best taste I've done on any of these streams. Like again, everything is like within like a plus or minus 1 range of my own scores, or they are things that I think I would like, with the exception of like 2 titles. So it's difficult. I'm like reading this, I'm like, yes, this is good, this is good. My lesbian experience with loneliness, I think this was a really fun series, and I have a kind of soft spot for some of these like Yuri titles. But I think even like in my scoring, I'd probably only give them like a 6 or a 7, because they're very fun to read. Like I have like a little part of my shelf with like a bunch of like pink spines that are like, you know, probably that wide, and it's just like a bunch of Yuri titles, and they're so fun to read. Like I just find them so wholesome. But I don't know. I'm not moved towards a 9, I guess I could say. But I mean, I could kind of see it, I guess. Pure bliss reading through those things, including this one. Ping Pong at a 9. You know, this is one of the manga I'm trying to pick up right now. Have you read this one in particular, though? Yes, I have. Yeah. And the sequel as well. You like how real it is? Oh, fair enough. It was definitely the best amongst a lot of those other ones. But it was also the first one that I read of them, too. I don't know if it's just become the golden standard for me because it was the first I encountered, and I compare everything else to it, and so it's always failing in comparison, but you also seem to justify me having it as that standard because of how highly you've rated it. But back to Ping Pong. Ping Pong is one that I've been trying to get my hands on for a while. I go to different bookstores. Sometimes they have volume 1, not 2. Sometimes they have volume 2, not 1. More often than not, it's the latter case. It pisses me off. I'm not leaving the store unless I can get both of them. But the moment I see both of them, I'm picking the shit up. I think I'm going to love it. Pluto, I also have quite high. I think I actually have it at a 10, but respect. Shimon King. I was slowly reading with the Kodansha reprints, but because I haven't been buying them because I'm not home, I've not been reading it. But Shaman King was one of those like really nostalgic series for me. I used to, you know, kind of grew up with like the original anime adaptation, which I know people are quite critical of, but I still have fond memories of reading, or not reading, but watching. Soiling me pants at how good your list is, my lad. Sorry, I can't believe I said that. Oh, you have Soul Eater at a 9. That's quite a pleasant surprise, actually. This is like one of those like mid 2000s battle shonen. May need to drop for some minutes. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, this VOD will be up publicly, so you have nothing to worry about. But Soul Eater at a 9 was this is like one of those classic like mid 2000s battle shonen that I kind of want to go back and revisit because my initial exposure with the anime was very conflicted. It was very popular at the time, and so I kind of was resistant to admit my love of the anime. But minus the ending, I actually think it's a solid adaptation. I love Bones. I think generally I view it in a positive light now. Looking back on it, it's something that I kind of want to revisit. I love the kind of fun art style. I like a lot of the characters in here. I just like the whole concept. The DWMA is a very cool world. And I kind of was entertained getting the perfect editions, but they're so fucking expensive. Really pretty good at seeing the anime. I haven't read the manga past volume 1 yet. Yeah, very much in the same. A Spirit Circle. Only clicking because it sounds familiar. I guess it's just a circle of spirits. Doesn't look familiar, so moving on. Ichigo 100%. I actually was trying to get my hands on this also for a while, around the same time I was getting Eyes. It's just like one of those like classic rom-com shonen titles that just, I don't know, was like mystical to me. There was like an allure about it that I always wanted to get it. Is it even a rom-com? Yeah, rom-com ecchi. It's exactly what I thought it was. I still want to get it, to be honest, but again, we have another random short one that's just like M&T. Reread it once, only 12 chapters. This is something I might even read tonight, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, damn. This shit look bussin'. You have it at a 9? And to read. That was even my overall favorite ecchi manga. Okay. Kawashita. Noted. Sundome. I was going to read it, and I don't know. I never got around to it. My first manga by what's his name? Yeah, Okada was Pansuto, which I just straight up think is morally reprehensible, and so I dropped it, and I kind of never went back to it. Like I'm not huge on his art. I know this might be a story that is an exception, and you know it's not. I shouldn't just pass judgment on his whole bibliography of works because of my experience with this one title, but like it was pretty fucking not great. What, the Mushishi author? Really? Hold up. That makes sense now. Yeah, it is. Dude, W. Massive W. I definitely have to read this then. I love Mushi. This looks like something I'll be interested in. That's Sundome. Quintessential quintuplets. I don't know why that's like a surprise for me to have seen you read that. But also Flowers of Evil, also like 9, 10 for me. So W. God's Lie, I remember we were talking about this when we did the seinen tier list, where we're like, I don't remember this, but I remember this being good. And you came out of that with like a 9 clearly. I came out with that, I think, with something a little lighter, maybe like a high 7, low 8. What's up, McKev? Welcome to the chat, my man. How you been? The Music of Mari. I actually want to read this. This is by Furuya, right? Yeah. I read the first chapter after like a big kick of other Furuya titles, and I don't know, it just didn't intrigue me. But that's weird because this is actually one of the highest rated Furuya titles. I might have to go back and force myself to read this so I can really call myself a Furuya. In the meantime, it is what it is. Moving along, Our Happy Hour, again, just like one of those classic kind of seinen drama titles. I also have it at like I think at a 9 as well. Very moving story, and I love shit like that. Officials in English are coming out, I think. Really? Wait, really? I think I might have even seen ads for this. I might grab that. English. I've been missing you on Twitter. Fortunately, I do not miss being on Twitter, so I don't share the same attitude. But hey, my Discord's always open, dog. If you're ever trying to chat. Let me grab that. I can't find the. I'm simply not able to navigate the internet right now. But I take your word on that, Crash. You're a reliable person. NHK out of 9. This is. There's so many like out of print titles that I think I want to get only because they're out of print and because like the concept vaguely appeals to me. NHK is one of them. Now I can say concretely that I love the anime, and I did finally get the manga after a long time of searching and after picking up a few dollars. And I still have not read it. NHK is one of your first manga. Nice. July and April also absolute fucking masterpiece. Maybe not a masterpiece, but I can also only speak for the anime. I'm curious actually how the manga compares to the anime. Is it a relatively faithful adaptation, I wonder? And yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking, Archangel, who might have published. Who's going to publish the music of Marie? That's the question. So I can support those motherfuckers. Anytime Furuya gets a published, man, I feel like I gotta support my man, even though I still haven't picked up Ginkako. Benshiken. Fuck. Ginkako. Gentaku. Kokaso. I don't fucking remember what it's called. Not sure. Yen Press or 7C. Saw it on Twitter. I don't recall that well. I hope it's 7C. I don't know why. I just don't like Yen Press. How do I get you to react to my Mao? On my AniList. I mean, on my Discord. You have to submit it in this right here. But unfortunately, I'm only doing 3 today, and I now actually just got my 3rd one. So, oh fuck me, you have 900 manga titles, bro. I'm simply not getting through that. If you have something that's shorter, I can definitely get through yours. Like sub 400 anime or manga. Unfortunately, my man Akama, I can't do 900 manga if I'm doing Crash's 500 right now. You know what I mean? Probably going like Yen Press because they're pricey. But 7Cs are also pricey, but I think at least 7Cs is higher quality. How long will I be live for? Until I get through these 3 tier lists, so maybe like another hour and a half, 2. Yeah, sorry, Madoku's Gaki. Madoki's Gaki. I want you to do mine, but I need like 20 minutes. Well, there's a few others in line, so throw it in the Discord and let me know when you're back, I guess. Anyways, moving on. 5 centimeters per second. I thought it was okay. I didn't feel particularly strong about the manga, but you know how it is. You just get my on holds. Maybe we'll see how it goes. Now do my AniList too. Put it in the Discord, and then I'll do it when it's your turn. You will wait in line like the other children. Hey, Gravity Boys. This is another like classic Crash title to me. Like when I think of this series, I think of Crash. It will take forever. Yeah, exactly. 8.5. So I mean, it's quite high. I know it finished up. It wrapped up quite recently-ish. Did it not? But an 8.5. I don't know. The lower we get in this list, the less inclined I will be to pick up any of these titles. I think outside of the 9s, I'm not too interested, to be honest. But we'll see how. Yo, bro, let me stream with you. No, Tayo, this is the My Name is Doofy show, not the My Name is Doofy and Tayo show. That would just be 2/3 of the ass cast, which you've abandoned. Sorry, disgusting time. But Blood Lad was actually fucking fire. I remember when the anime first came out. Good. I mean, I know it's a bit of a stupid remark because obviously, Crash will have like the manga here, and I'm like, I remember the anime. Like, hey, sorry, bro, I just can't do that. I've not read the manga, though I did want to get this for a long ass time. The manga. Well, while the anime was running, I was super engaged in it, but I could join and make it full ass cast. Sorry, fellas. If it's fucking 3 of us talking about every single manga on someone's list, we won't get done of a list. Like, it's simply that. That's simply the case. So, for the sake of getting through these lists, I have to reject your guys' offers. Sorry, fellas. This is just how it gotta be. Okay. Side note. I know I said anything below 9, I'd be less inclined to like. But this, okay? I don't know what the fuck this is, Crash. Consider me interested. Consider me interested. In change 123, we meet Motoko, a girl with a very strange problem. In order to cope with her 3 adoptive fathers' incredibly intensive training methods, she developed multiple personalities, each with a different martial with a different martial specialty. But what happens if none of them can beat her opponent on their own? What farther nugget of wisdom will be imparted by the great Kamen Rider? Okay. Someone has lots of pretty girls, great art, and comedy. I also know I said I wouldn't do anything higher than 5 volumes. But consider me interested. Is a hair manga where all the girls in Mortal Print love it. Well, then I won't stream that, huh? Because your viewer base is all mine. So sad. They're welcome to mine streams, but I'm always streaming at like 4 a.m. your time. So sad. Moving on. Chobits. This is okay. This is literally you guys must be having the least amount of fun possible watching a fucking live stream. I'll tell you that for free. Because it's literally nothing other than me saying I enjoy this or I want to read this. And guess what? Guess where Chobit falls. Yours in Discord, nice. You heard deep down. Shucks for you, man. McKev, fair enough. Crash, okay. Be right back, he said. We'll see you soon. Chobits is like one of the earlier anime I got into like in 2013-ish. And like I just thought it was like a super wholesome anime. And I know they've since come out with like these new deluxe editions of the manga, and I fucking want to get my hands on them so bad. I really do. So this is another title that, like, realistically, if I see, I will pick up. You want me to put your brain and get a meta discussion going? Absolutely not. I just want to do like some brain dead reviews of different manga. You know, that's all I'm looking for here today, boys. Something nice and simple. Frank and Fran, Crash talked about this actually in some detail on our saying a tier list, so if you're interested in that, I have timestamps in that video and you can kind of go explore that. I'm quite interested in the manga the way that he's described it, but of course I have not read it. Go-Go Monster, some classic Taiyo Matsumoto. Not Simple, one of my own personal favorites. I have it a little higher, but you know how it is. 13 Club, I still don't know why Crash has it so high. Well, I guess because he enjoyed it and he thought that there was some merit there. When I read it, I was just super underwhelmed, and I think I gave it quite a low score. Who's listed this? Master Crashes. What's the manga you liked the least? Probably some shitty like 1-volume one-shot. Let me just check my own manga list real quick. I have Metamorphosis out of 1. Other than that, they're probably Death Face, Sword of Princess. One of these like shitty ass 1-volume one-shot kind of ordeals. A more substantial or more famous manga that I just don't like is Tropic of the Sea. I think that's pretty dog. Let's Crash, yeah. I've yet to finish Chobe. It's been years since I started the series. You talking about the manga or the anime? But honestly respectful. There's a lot of series that I have not picked up in a long time that I'm still optimistic I will one day. Girl on the Shore, 8, respectable. Got it out there myself. It's another classic Asano title. It's hard for me to give like anything Asano does like under an 8. He's just such a great writer. Like he has such his grasp of just like conventionally good writing skills and techniques as well with art is present in everything he puts his pen to. The quality level for him is very high. All You Need Is Kill, that always looked super fucking lame to me. I know it's an adaptation by Obata, but I don't care. And to be honest, I'm actually quite tired of Obata's artwork. Like it's again, it's conventionally good, and I think it meets all the merits of like what you would expect out of good art. But that's just not something I'm interested in anymore. I don't like, you know, typically good art. It just becomes so like mind-numbing. I think Obata is like, he has a distinct style, but it's something I'm so fucking like bored of. You know what I much prefer? I much prefer Not Simple. Just look at this shit. I think this shit is way more interesting to look at than anything Obata's ever done. What Asano work should I pick up, Doofy? I haven't read anything. If you want like a shorter one, it depends. Do you want something like darker, or do you want something sad but not nearly as dark? If you want something darker and short, Downfall is my initial recommendation. And if you like that, I would continue with Pun Pun, which is a longer series. Conversely, if you want something a little lighter but still sad, Salonin is exactly what you're looking for. And I might even read that first because that's typically held in higher regard, so it might be a better entry point. And if you like that, I would continue with, say, Dead Dead Demons, which kind of carries on with that playful spirit, and it's a little longer. Water's Art's nothing to write home about. Yeah, like the first, it's like Baby's first manga is like Death Note, and you're reading like, damn, this is kind of cool. Like it looks good, and it does look good, but it's like, oh man, it gets boring fast. Heart's one of my favorite artists. Always get slandered by my name is Chef. My name is Chef. Well said. My name is Chef. Sorry. I hope nobody in my building's bothered by my meme. I think Pun Pun or Salonin. Yeah, I mean, I'd start with Salonin just because it's shorter, so it's a little more accessible. And it's a really good story for what it's worth. Like, both me and Crash have it like 9.5. But Salonin then Pun Pun is kind of like the traditional route for Asano fans. Let me just do a quick oh, that's Dice Head, Doofy's Den, Ass Cat. Holy fuck, boys! I'm kind of popping off all of a sudden. Let me just clear some of this shit up. Okay, we'll give Dice special privilege. I'll put him in the end of the line. What else am I missing during this brief intermission? This is probably pretty manageable too. I'll throw you in there. Boom, boom, boom. So that's our plan for the day. As for your top 100s, I don't know about top 100 for the day. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling after. Kind of already set up what I'm feeling. We'll just see what happens after that. But in the meantime, Ass Class. You do be an Asto. Rockmon on an 8. This is a Taiyo series. I really want to read this manga. As like the anime is one of those things. I'm like, the anime is one of those things where it's like, on my first watch, like I thought it was pretty good, but I thought that there was just something kind of like missing. But then the more I reflect on that fucking anime, the more I love it. Like I frequently think back to Brockmon, and I really love this story. In particular, okay, I love our main character, whose name I definitely did forget. Sei Honda. He totally embodies just the classic, like, well, one of my favorite tropes in all of like fiction. Really, it's just that the kind of technical genius who is kind of struggling to continue meeting that kind of standard of perfection, or he's trying to struggle to come into his own voice and, you know, develop something that's his own and not just biting off of, like, you know, his teachers or his parents or whatever. And I think the way that story unfolds in Brockmon is fucking perfect. You'll have to say, yeah, absolutely. Welcome back, Crash. If you should rate viewers' top 10s and bottom 10s in a stream, I think I'll do that. I think I will. I've done something like that before, like in a video, but I think I might do it in a stream, and I might do it a little more extended. Before, I only asked for like top 3 or 5. Welcome back, Crash. Battle Angel Alita. This is one I associate with Archangel, actually. Remember, I was in one of his manga logs live. I think this one right here, actually. And I don't know, ever since then, I've just made the association. Card Capture Sakura. Nice. My girlfriend loves this one. Cats of the Louvre. Also associate this one with Archangel. The type of character you explained I do like, but I don't think I see many ever done well. I think it's an archetype I'm very sympathetic towards, so I'm very charitable when I see it. But I've seen it done well in many instances. I mean, Your Lie in April and Rockmon are the two that come to mind immediately. Even those Snow White notes, even though I thought there were some real issues with that series, I still think I really enjoyed the kind of character arc that the protagonist was, you know, undergoing, even though I didn't finish it out. Short stories were really good. Believers by Arigatos Mangaka? Really? Hold the fuck up. Yeah, it is. Would you fucking look at that? I'm actually gonna read this one. Probably even tonight. I know there's a lot I'm apparently reading tonight. But because you actually have this one higher, I'm inclined to go and read this. I've read like 1 or 2 of his one-shots, and I fucking hated them. And that led me to suspect that Arigato was kind of like an accidental piece of genius. But I'm gonna give Believers a shot and just see if it's got the swag or not. This one's a bit weird one. That's fair, but like Arigato's also a bit sexual, if you ask me. So Snow White Notes was terrible for it. Like, I hate when protagonists. Wait, hold up, bring it back. Like, Snow White Notes was terrible for it. Like, I hate when the protagonist played amazingly and then they were like, I haven't become worthy. Like, bruh. No, I thought it was a little more nuanced than that. because it's like it's the exact same thing with Kosei in Your Lie in April. It's like he was hitting the notes, sure, but it was like it just wasn't his sound, you know. It just didn't feel like it was a genuine reflection of his own feelings. With Kosei, it was because it was played so cold and without emotion. With the protagonist in Snow White Notes, it was because he was just kind of like biting his grandfather's style, and everything he did was being compared to that, and so it always seemed lackluster in comparison. Because what his grandfather was playing was a reflection of himself and the kind of time that he was within. Obviously the protagonist in Snow White Notes doesn't have that same context, and so when he plays it, it's lacking that kind of more authentic feel. It's not really himself in it when he's playing, and that's kind of what was lacking. That's why he had to really develop his own sound somehow. So I actually think that it wasn't just him saying, "I'm good" and then "I'm not worthy." It's there is actually something there. It's a lot more than technique. Exactly, Doofy kill noob that he doesn't know. Forgive him, Lord, for he does not know that he has sinned. Sorry, I probably fucked that up. Have you seen Whiplash? That movie slaps. It does. And dare I say it slashes? I meant to say lashes. Fuck, I can't believe I fucked up a joke so simple. Playboard 8, I respect. One of my favorite battle shonen. Sure, I got it at a 9. But again, plus or minus 1, it's hard to hate on that. Whip slash. Thank you, Crash. Demon Slayer had an 8 as well. Oh, very nice. I didn't realize that you thought. You actually, surprisingly, always come to the defense of Demon Slayer. I know there were multiple times where you would say that, like, it's actually after the stuff covered in the anime that it gets good. And for that reason, I've considered reading it for some time. But I'm also trying to watch the second season, and I'm falling a bit behind. But Snow White Notes is not that subtle, like how it is in Your Lie in April. Yeah, I agree. Tell him about Kona Oda no Tomore. I don't know what that is. I feel like if that's the point, it was portrayed poorly and could make things more clear. No, I don't believe that good writing has to be so on the nose all the time. I think I may drop a Demon Slayer review by the end of the month. If you do, you hit me up, because I might just need that little bit of extra motivation to read it. I want to read more new gen. Like, I always feel so left out in these conversations of new gen manga. I've not title it a manga only reads reviews Demon Slayer. That's actually a really good perspective to go at it with. Also, show for having Elfen Lied at an 8. Again, this is also something I have at an 8. Yeah, fuck yeah. Now, the Fooly Cooly one I think is, I disagree with this a little bit, because I really don't like the Fooly Cooly manga adaptation. I really feel like it's a pale imitation of the anime, and it's just stripped of everything I liked about the anime. And so I was actually rather critical of it, so it's quite surprising to know that you had it at an 8, but I mean, you know, teach his own. Actually, I think I have a video where I talk about this, maybe in one of my like manga logs, where it's fine like the anime more. Yeah, of course, it goes without saying. But an 8 is still rather generous, my friend. I have the anime at like a 10. Yeah, of course, like a gentleman. I think I only have it at an 8 now myself. The anime, like an 8.5. I don't remember. It's been a while. Green Blood by the mangaka of Rainbow. Visually stunning, but I've just never kind of committed myself to reading it, despite how much I love Rainbow. I fucking know. I read Demon Slayer. It doesn't have a big setup and quality. It does have moments, but I do not like the antagonist throughout -1 Upper Moon. Maybe. Hellsing at an 8. Respect it. This was a title we also talked about in the same tier list, about how like it seemed badass back in the day, and it still kind of is. Like, I love, you know, I love Integra, I love Alucard, I love Anderson, but I think ultimately, just looking back on it, kind of lacks substance. But still fucking awesome, still badass as hell. Eyes, very nice. I also have that at an 8. Probably one of my favorite rom-coms. There's just something so like real about name Seki's. I don't remember Iseki. Fucking A. It's been a while. Is that really? Yeah, I don't know. I just think there's something so real about the way Seto processes. Oh, it's Ichitaka. That's what I was trying to figure out. There's something so real about how Ichitaka processes like coming up against all these different potential female interests, and the way that he deliberates between them, and his kind of confusion, his troubles, and the way he depicts turmoils and his kind of mental monologues as he's encountering all these awkward situations and having no prior experience in loving relationship. He obviously doesn't know how to handle himself. Doesn't really understand like the social expectations of being in a relationship, or how to engage with somebody of the opposite sex, I guess. It's very interesting. Very, very well written manga, in my humble opinion. Seth would be like Seth, aka me. I thought your name was Seth. but whatever. This is good, but I won't say anything more than that. Fair enough, yeah. Fair enough. You need to reread Eyes. I highly recommend. It's fun. Just found out Tyler's real name. Talks, yeah. JoJo's fans when they JoJo's fans when JoJo's fans when they JoJo's fans when they JoJo's fans when they. Moving along. Yeah, it's like the farther down we go, it's like the more titles I just don't know. Yeah, you know, I don't know a bit of Junji Ito, but I'm not gonna point out every manga that I vaguely know. It's not really worth anyone's time. So I did very finish Mujirishi. I guess that's how you say it. I have no idea. And that show was pretty awesome, actually. I was super hooked by the premise. I wasn't sure if this was gonna be like a short story collection for some reason. I thought for a second it might have been, but the whole premise of like this family man trying to avoid taxes to save some money to go on like a cruise ship, and that he's like, everyone does it, we'll be fine. Literally gets caught. Has to obviously gets everything taken away from like the bank or whatever. Wife leaves him. He starts up another scheme to try and get money. It doesn't go through. Loses even more money, and then he's real desperate. And that kind of desperation, yeah, and the way that moves him to do some rather interesting things. This is actually a great manga. I also gave it an 8. I was very pleasantly surprised. So Archangel, if you're still here, I don't think you loved this, if I remember correctly. I thought I remembered you either tweeting about it or talking about it in a video, and just being a little underwhelmed with it. I don't know if I'm correct in that, but if you are here, do let me know your thoughts. Naruto at an 8 is a fucking crime. Female Donald Trump was in it. Yeah, exactly. Female Donald Trump was in it. And I was going to try and just like, you know, ignore that. But because it wasn't actually Donald Trump, we're fine. It was at least distance from Trump herself, such that it didn't feel like it was too dated. Like this could be any fictional character, unlike like in Dead to Demons, where like the president of the United States is very clearly Trump. Yeah, right. Didn't like it at all very much. Okay, damn. There's decent people who dislike. Oh, really? Didn't know that. Like, was there any particular reason why, or you just didn't find it like overall super engaging? By the way, Crash, you're objectively wrong. Naruto's a 10 out of 10, but I'll ignore that for now. Opus, yeah, again. What's hashtag M&T, by the way? I've seen this on a few your posts, and I just don't know what to make of it. But it's a fun read. I quite like it. Silent Blue. I wonder if there's a Silent Red also. Fucking M&T is. The Book of Human Insects. Okay, nice. Oh, it's the server where I read it? Okay, nice. Essentially means it was a group read. I used to organize those. Damn, nice. The Book of Human Insects, I'm a big fan of, actually. It was, I think, my first Tezuka work, so I was quite surprised to find out that it wasn't just like Astro Boy or like Lion King, but actually like a pretty dark seinen tale, seinen drama. And I think that shock value is what made me put it so high, but I have it at 9. But again, plus or minus 1, nothing to be mad about. I didn't find it super engaging. It felt too reliant on you knowing the weird teeth guy was prior to reading it. Yeah, that's true. It did kind of seem to assume a bit of that on behalf of the reader, because the guy is like some kind of like myth or legend or something in Japan or some shit like that. He's in like that other anime series that Mim always has as his profile picture. Has like a trillion anime series or something like that. Anyways, moving on. What else do we have here? Again, it's very easy for me to like skim through like 90% of these, because I know I don't know 90% of them. Most of you guys don't know 90% of them, so we're good here. What a Wonderful World at an 8. Okay, interesting. Again, like with a lot of Asano's short story collections, it's like they're hit or miss. I found this one to actually be like kind of like the middle short story collection. I think I probably like the beginning, at the end of the world, and what the fuck is it? I hate those weird long Japanese names that are translated awkwardly in English, because it's difficult to remember the Japanese and to remember the translation, or either for that matter. But it's like Before Dawn and the Beginning Ending of the World or something like that. I think that's like that's peak Asano short fiction collections. But yeah, I think this is definitely something I think I'd probably have it a 7 myself. It's just okay, you know what I mean? Like Syrup, in the first volume, I thought that was an amazing little short story. The titular short story, What a Wonderful World, with that kind of bear figure, also very engaging. But it's like, you know, for 2 good stories, you might have 5 mediocre ones. That's kind of what I'm focusing on. Didn't like it that much. The reread I had of it, but didn't change the score. Fair enough. Bleach at a 7.5. Again, you're objectively wrong. This should be a 9.5, but moving on. At least, okay, at least you put Naruto over Bleach, and for that, I respect you. We can be friends again. Children's actually something that you got me to, well, you didn't get me to read, but like, I asked you for the same tier list, like if there's anything I could read, and this is one that suggested, and I loved it. I thought it was a really fun little tale. I also gave it a 7.5. I didn't know what to expect. It's just Promised Neverland, but better in 2 volumes. So do it that way you will. Or am I like reading the one above Children? Buzzy Noise? Really? But it's 5 volumes. I will never like to read 5-volume manga. Oh my god, but guitar. Okay, that's it. You've convinced me. Plan to read. I like getting buzzed and playing guitar. I like having buds and playing guitar. You know what I mean. Music manga, yeah, I need good music manga. Those are hard to come by. So I thank you for the recommendation. Deadman Wonderland. I think I have like an 8. I quite like Deadman Wonderland. This was an anime that a lot of me and my friends bonded with over during high school. And when the Viz re-release came out, I just remember being so engaged with it, and I just was blown away by the ending. Yeah, I was a big fan. I mean, I only have it on 8. I'm speaking quite highly, but I look back on it, it can be a little edgy at times, but I still think it was a really solid battle shonen. We got Devilman, which I'm actually currently reading right now. The 7 Seas kind of big, thick editions only have the manga broken up into 16 chapters, and I'm finished 2, which amounts to like 300 pages, roughly equivalent to 6 chapters, and it's fucking awesome. I actually love Devilman. I fucking love Devilman. And I don't know. I just hope it kind of keeps me engaged. Did you get your busted volume replaced? I actually didn't. I just never did. I know, very sad. I stopped caring after a while. You know what I mean? Like the English dub man, Shin Devilman. Yeah, I read that. I don't know why they did that. All I know is they based it off of the Japanese deluxe edition. It's like a Shin Devilman is just kind of where they go back in time or something. I don't know. I don't need the details. I'm gonna read it shortly, but if you're gonna read Baki, no, sports are crinky dinky, especially boxing, especially anything related to fighting that's not battle shonen. Listen, if there's no power system, I don't care. Plain and simple. Yeah, that Shin Devilman arc was weird. Oh, it's like not even like super pleasant. Okay, fair enough. Baki's not sports. Is it not like fighting, boxing? Boxing is a sport. Fort of Apocalypse. Visually, Baki is insanity. Fair enough. I've heard about Baki and it sounded like one of the worst things ever. Not boxing. What is it? It's fighting, right? If it's not fighting, or if it's anything related to fighting, and you trying to get me for saying boxing, we're no longer friends again. It's not really something that fits into a genre. I mean, they look like they're fighting, though. Played to fighting, but it's not sports. Fighting's a sport, bro. Fighting's a sport. I don't know what to tell you. That's a sports manga. Boom, easy. Pack it and leave. I know motherfuckers go crazy for Baki, though, so... Newbie like horses. This is true. Let's go take down. It's literally like, bro, we muscles. Let's destroy logic with muscles. Okay, I kind of like that. I will probably never read it, though, unfortunately. Going. I kind of want to read that because there's no words. And I don't like words. It's the future of manga. No words. Oh, this is Gon Selection. Sorry, the actual Gon is right here. It's like a tournament arc that can make anything and everything unhinged as possible. Kind of cool. Like, I can conceptually, I mean, it's probably fine. I don't know, it doesn't look like something I'm particularly interested in. I can't really, can't really explain it any more than that. You know what I mean? Like some things just don't vibe with you. Really, Paru Sensei's father? Damn, didn't know. My name is gone. Hungry Joker. Wasn't Hungry Joker by the same mangaka that Black Clover? Question mark. Yeah, Tabata. It's so strange to me because like I remember when Hungry Joker was coming out, and everyone was like, "Yeah, it's kind of like a bit of a laughing stock." People didn't really love it. I specifically remember, actually, I think For Neverworld really loved it. I just remember when it closed, he was a little disappointed about it. But like, who would have thought that he would have ended up authoring one of the most popular battle shonen of all time right now? Like, I had no fucking idea. And same with the mangaka behind MHA. Like, when Barrage came out, it's like, it's like a whatever little tiny battle shonen, like, you know, brushed off to the side. And then went on to write fucking MHA, like one of the biggest manga right now. So like, it was really surprising to me to come back into anime manga last year and find out that the authors of these like little battle shonen that nobody cared about are now like the big guys in the whole franchise. Read Ultra Heaven? No, but I did read Mega Heaven. That was pretty cool. Yeah, so the Hungry Joker with Neverworld. Yeah. Yep, likewise. And Perfect Girl. That's a fun little story. I think I got that probably at a 7.5 or an 8 also. That's by the author of Monogatari, no? I had no idea. I'm pretty sure I think I saw, yeah, the Monogatari thingies. Kubo wrote the biggest manga in the whole world after that he released some weird niche thing called Bleach. Okay, well played, well played. Yeah. On God. Anyways, moving on. Promised Neverland finally makes an appearance. I don't know why I was expecting to be higher. Like 7.5 is still a really good score. I'm just curious. I mean, do you have, if you could, in like a single chat comment, like give me your thoughts on why it isn't higher, or maybe it's foolish of me to assume that it should be higher. Maybe it's just like, it's just simply like an okay kind of like 7.5, you know, good but like not remarkable kind of manga. I don't know. Maybe I'm demanding too much here. Vitamin, I also have on my list, and I don't know why. Well, because I read it presumably. I think I also have it at about 7.5. I don't remember a fucking like word manga. I just remember like I was pretty surprised at how much I enjoyed it. Oh, Ayako at a 7. Damn. Okay, noted. Currently reading that. Well, I started reading it before I left to come back to Ontario, but over Christmas break, when I return home, I'm gonna probably continue this, and I quite like it. I don't know where it's gonna end up. Only like 4 chapters in, but like I can kind of sense that the trajectory of it's gonna land at least in the 8s for me. But again, if I give it an 8, you have it at a 7. That's hard to complain about that. Yo, Blaster Knuckle. This does not look fun, Tayo. We don't have the same taste in manga. This does not look cool to me. Okay. Boxing. Yeah, I'm so uninterested. Say less. 4 inches big, right? It is actually the biggest 4 inches you'll ever see. Read it now? I'll never read it. Crash, have you read Thermae Knuckle? Yep, I'd say it is. Wait, Crash, you're replying to Nara, it's just 4 inches big. It's the biggest average you'll ever find, and that's, you know, that's all we gotta leave it at, man. Black Paradox. What? This is by Junji Ito, right? I think this was recommended to me on the basis of, yeah, this work by Furuya, which I really enjoyed, but I don't know. I think Black Paradox is collected. No, it's not. Never mind. I don't know. Disregard the final thought. No, it's not box. What the fuck? People are tripping. Dog, I don't. Hey, take it up with the people on AniList, dog. I'm not the one that categorizes these things. Like at least I could probably give Doofy a good recommendation. I think Noob could probably give me a better recommendation than Tayo. Noob can give me something that cry. Tayo will just be like, go watch Sports Ball, the manga. And I'm like, I don't care, Tayo. Boda Boda, or as we like to say in France, Boda these nuts. Moving onwards. By the author of that furry manga, kind of crinky. Dissolving Classroom. Digital dancing. Hey, this is fun. Just some like Ito works is probably like whatever. I didn't realize there were so many like Future Diary like related properties. This is like quite surprising to me. G Maru, okay, go off. Just going. Happiness. This is something I really want to read eventually, but I just haven't. This is like, yeah, short stories again. Furuya has too many short stories, man. Like, bro just needs to sit down and write like an actual like story. I know he's got a few, but like, yeah, so many like just short story collections, and I'm like, damn, more. That's it. Shaves mustache. Yeah, I actually just shaved it. This just grew back this morning. I know my shit grows in fast and thick. It's crazy. Mei Jong is the best recommendation I can give you. Jong. This. Hi, Kieran. Welcome to the chat. Um, this looks like okay. I'll actually read it, Ty. Okay. You know, I'll fucking entertain it. You know, I'll put it on the plan to read. Feeling good today. I'm feeling generous. So we'll keep that there. Ibitsu. This is like one of these manga I'd always see like at Indigo in ceramic wrap. Just like that big fucking fat volume. And I think there's a famous internet pop scare based off of this. Jump scare, I mean. I just have no interest. Jacko. Jackady's nuts off. JoJo's. Okay, this is probably one of the other biggest discrepancies between our lists. Is I have this at the 10. You have this at a 7. We discussed this again in the same tier list that I'm going to keep referring people back to because that's where I have a more in-depth discussion about these titles with Crash, by and large. He found it just to be kind of corny in reflection, while my ass was like bawling his eyes out as I was reading it. So it's like, you know how we do shit around here. But you know what? Fuck it. We take it. We take those. Kingdom Hearts is kind of crinky dinky though. Though I will ask you if Donald Duck appears in this manga with a Glock, and if so, he might be redeemed. Hydrate. Lament of the Lamb. Isn't that like a short story or something? Like an actual like written short story about somebody who like kills their wife and like cuts up the limbs and throws it onto the boards, or am I making that shit up? No, I don't think so. I don't think this is at all what it's referring to. My name is indeed in tribute to my boy Matsumoto. Yeah, sadly, Big L. Taiyo Matsumoto, not even top 10 Taiyos. Any joke's kind of sick, I'm not gonna lie to you. Ours. Like the planet? Probably not. Kingdom Hearts just looks so goofy to me, no pun intended. Yeah, me too. That's like, even growing up, I could never get into it because like there was literally like Disney characters in it, and I'm like, but I'm too old for Disney, mom. Yo, no bra. Okay, Tayo, I see you. You, Tayo? Masato's living on his own. But this soon changes. Yuki, a childhood friend, is coming to live with him. What could be better than having a beautiful girl living under his roof? Sounds great, but he'll soon find out Yuki's secret. I presume the secret is she wears no bra. I can already tell this is one hell of a manga, and this is definitely something I'm going to want to invest in the future. But that's another note entirely. One Piece, long book, as opposed to what, the short book? Parasite, that's a Naruto the True classic. I think I've told this story before, but in high school, when the Kodansha 2-in-1s were coming out for Parasite, that was simply Naruto's property. Nobody was allowed to buy Parasite until he had bought all of them. You know what? I fucking listened to him. I got the first 2-in-1 for Christmas either last year or the year before, like immediately after he completed the series. So I respect my boy. You know, loyalty always comes first. I'm gonna do the dishes while listening, but I probably won't reply. That's fine. I respect that. As long as you're still listening, give me watch hours, helping me towards monetization. You know how we run shit around here. Princess Knight, more that Tezuka goodness. I really want to read more of Osamu Tezuka. That's definitely an author I want to get more under my belt. I only have MW and a book Human and Sex, and I guess now Ayako. Barbara is the other one I really want to read. So his like shonen works don't interest me as much, or at least his works directed at younger audience. I don't know why they don't seem particularly interesting, but I am super interested in like works for an older audience. We're Born at a 7, well played. I can't believe you read all of that. Couldn't get past to that fucking the world's slowest first arc in all of manga, the Everyday Life arc, like 6 volumes or something of literally like slice of life. But actually, as I believe you're the one that pointed this out, it was originally supposed to be like a gag manga, right? So, I mean, I'm sure once you get past that, it's fine. But like, man, it's just fucking. It's hard to get through for the first like 4 whatever volumes. Funkorea, it's actually one of my favorite like kind of, I want to say rom-coms, but like it's really an ecchi, I guess. Maybe. Am I making up words all of a sudden? Yeah, okay. It's like a rom-com ecchi. Has a bit of horror supernatural in there. I got it a little higher than you, 6.5. This was just like a super enjoyable series for me. But yeah, do enjoy your supper hour change. I was glad you could pop by for as long as you did. Sneeze, I know you did a short review on this recently. I really couldn't get past like the first or second short story. I wasn't engaged. I don't particularly love a lot of Urasawa short stories, to be honest. Socrates in love? Hold the fuck up. Is that like my boy Socrates, or is this just like some loser named Socrates? An average guy meets a popular girl, and puppy love gradually develops into a serious relationship. When the girl falls traumatically ill with leukemia, the young man must come to terms with what truly means to love someone. Yeah, it's by orienting your life with regards to the platonic ideals, such that you can live a life of virtue and goodness. What else would be this in this situation? Spinoza I also read because of you. Very strange manga. This was like just fucking strange. Like in terms of presentation. Because obviously it's not an actual manga in the sense that we normally think of manga. And I thought it was pretty cool. It was my first time reading anything like this. I don't know what it's particularly called. Like I don't know what it is. But I gave it a 5. It was, it was whatever. I also read that because of you. Zelda, kind of crinky dinky, but it is what it is. Time Paradox Ghostwriter is one that I kind of stumbled upon from the Shonen Jump app, I guess, a couple months ago, and I was actually blown away by it. Crash has a really good review up on his AniList if you're interested in knowing more about this series, but he pretty much details how a lot of its issues stem from the fact that people in Japan hated it, because it was premised on literally this guy who's plagiarizing future copies of Shonen Jump to make his own manga. And the idea of plagiarism didn't sit so well with the Japanese audience at first, causing him to rush through that, and the rush part is very much felt. It's ass. Unfortunately, it's better than 91 Days, so read and weep. Oh, Parts Hunter. Oh my god, it's the first time I've seen Crash use a strange number. I guess it's in celebration of its Japanese name 6668 by the brother of Masashi Kishimoto. I have like 12 volumes, and I was very excited to get this for so long, and I just haven't got around to reading it yet. I'm bad for that. Ozanari-kun I actually read very recently, and it was fun. It was Sano's take on a gag manga. It was better than I expected. I don't think gag mangas are something I'm particularly interested in, but because it's Sano, I have my overwhelming charitability towards him, so. Why always roast 91 Days, bro? Because it's dog shit anime and it's one of your favorite. And so every time you come after my shit, I'm just undermining your entire taste and thereby the potency of any critiques you can launch, because you don't have good taste to base those critiques upon. 91 Days is ass tie. Oh yeah, fucking just read it, dog. We didn't weep. Who wrote Panorama of Hell? Because I remember this was always... Yeah, I don't know any of these. This was always one of those collections that Code Provider would talk about. Back when you used to do like the top 10 all-in-one manga videos. I remember Panorama of Hell was in there. I also remember, I want to say Fragments of Evil by Ito was in there too. And back then it was out of print and more difficult to get your hands on, if I'm remembering that correctly. Panorama of Hell, still difficult to get your hands on. Has it since been reprinted at all? I don't know. But it's just a kind of classic title for me. The Hunter's Guild, Red Hood. I dropped that shit after 2 chapters. It was so ass. I'm glad I got axed. Also, fuck you for having zombie powder so low. This should be a 10, and you know it. You're just being so disingenuous here. Get that. Doxing me. Avant-Garde Yumiko. I think you actually read that for our collab. And we never even ended up talking about it because it's shonen. Strangely enough. No, I just lied to you. I just lied to the whole stream. Who would have thought? It's actually seinen, and we did talk about this. I'm thinking about Sweet Poolside, which is shonen. Yeah. I like avant-garde Imago. I've talked about it a bunch on my channel though, so if you watch my videos, you will know what I have to say on it. If you don't watch my videos, I don't tell you anything. Burn the Witch, I'm a little more critical of. I don't know if this is the one-shot you're ranking here or like the no, this is the actual series. This could be better for what it's worth. I just thought that the one-shot was fucking shit. I really do not like this one-shot. I don't like Burn the Witch like conceptually. I don't like the way it fits into the Bleach universe. I don't like that it even should be in the same universe as Bleach. I think the character designs are relatively uninspired. The story itself seems to take no major inspiration from anything unique. There's no Kuo spirit in there. Like, it's just a basic story like, we must slay the dragon, or the dragon is taking this kid hostage. We gotta save the kid. I made a video on Panorama from Hell's Manga recently. Really interesting. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. But yeah, fuck Burn the Witch. Also, Kanon is 6. Kuo's character designs are top tier. I agree, and that's why Burn the Witch hurts even more. Because I don't think that the characters in Burn the Witch, Nini and whatever the other girl's name are, particularly well designed. Like, they're just kind of like average designs. They're not bad, but it's only insulting because it's fucking Tight Kubo, who is like one of the best designs in manga. K-On!, I haven't read the manga, but I am very fond of the anime. Again, one of those earlier anime I got into, and I got it on principle. Hate that you have it so low, but I think I myself only have it like an 8. So I mean, a 2-point discrepancy is a little more significant, but it still doesn't feel like something I'm that passionate over. Neolation. I read like 4 chapters of this because I was just kind of again scrolling through like the Show and Jump app and looking for some of the shorter series. I thought it was fucking dog shit also, but you have a little thing written here, so I'm just gonna entertain it for a moment. Backstory chapters are really good, and if this manga had started with that quality, maybe it would have had more chances of succeeding. But the majority of this manga is uninteresting characters doing things we don't really care about. Fair enough, and I never even got to those backstory parts, so maybe that's why I'm even more critical of it than you. Candy Flurry to 5.5. Wherever Lord Daimo is right now, he's fucking weeping. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 1. You know, and this is why it would not last in today's Shonen Jump. But you would know that and more if you watched Crash's new video. Peephole. Okay, rock on. So we're in the 5s now. We're like in the average territory. Biomega. This was like a series that just like visually attracted me, but I never was so motivated to go and buy it. Just the kind of steampunk kind of post-apocalyptic generic kind of story. Is it even steampunk, or did I make that up? Cyberpunk, sorry, forgive me. I Tell C. I remember people were very critical of that when that came out, or at least while it was airing, people were publishing. Sorry, people weren't too happy with that. It was always like people's least favorite running and jump at that time. Glad I did not pick that up. New Devilman. Is this Shin Devilman, by the way? I think this is right. Yeah, this is contained in the Devilman Classic Editions by 7 Seas. You know how we do it. Palapoli. This was, I think, Furuya's very first manga. And it's really fucking cool. Because as Crash has told me, he made this when he had 0 experience with manga. Like, I don't even think he's read a manga. So, like, the basic fundamentals of structuring and paneling in manga are totally non-existent here. Now, these are only 4-panel manga, so it's just kind of like 4 panels per page, and they're like little self-contained stories. But still, just seeing like how his absolute lack of experience in this field, and it's just his ideas translating to this new medium. It's quite interesting in that respect. But ultimately, yeah, nothing more than a 5. So it's an interesting read, and I think it's worth it, even though I think at the end of the day, it just turns out to be like an average manga. It's still worth it for that alone. I think it's valuable. Pupa, I didn't even realize had a manga. Interesting. Sanic. Be poolside. Can't believe you did my boy Shimi Solo. Now we're getting into the slightly less than average. I'm kind of interested for this. Ooh, Samurai 8. The forgotten Kishimoto tale. I frankly don't even bother with the other things Kishimoto's worked on. Like, I've read Naruto. And I read Naruto. And that's it. He had like another one shot called Mario, didn't he? Or did I make that up? I must have made that up. Or is this it right here? No, probably not. This is in the Naruto official premium fan book. I think I have this fan book. And I read the one shot that was in that. Yeah, I have this fan book. Well, I have actually read this, apparently. Yeah. Why am I thinking Mario? Remember, is this Mario, or is Mario something else? I just do a quick Google search. No, it was actually something specifically called Mario. Okay, fair enough. Was it just a one shot, or was there more to it than that? Or something else? I honestly don't remember. I just remember having read it like almost around the same time that I had gotten into Naruto, just because I wanted to get as much as I could by him. Maybe not here. Not. I also didn't spell it right. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I have read this one shot. I don't know when the fuck I read it though. Score, probably just gonna give it a 5. Yeah. Moving on. Wasn't it Bench? My name a Bench? Okay, moving along. Ghost in the Shell. Oh, I'm quite surprised to see that so low. Doubt. Yeah, I have the first physical volume of Doubt. I don't know how many actual volumes that comprises of. It might be 2. I do not like it. It's just lame to me. What else we gotta get down here? Yeah, we're like in 3.5 territory now. Okay, Dream Toy Factory. I did get you to watch that, read that. I mean, so you're welcome for that. I know it's a very valuable experience. Our Blood Oath. This is Tayo's favorite manga, so I'm sure he's fucking seething to see it so low. And then we have your bada boom, bada bing. Your famously least favorite manga. We got some one shots, which I'm not particularly interested in covering. Look Back was okay. People were quite excited when it came out because, oh, it's the first thing by the Chainsaw Man manga for a while, and you know, it was an okay kind of story, but I don't know, people were kind of overhyping that quite a bit, in my humble opinion. GE. We've already run through these, have we not? Were they not also up there? Or I guess not. Burn the Witch one shot at 7.5. I'm quite surprised to know you have it that high. Raymond, Chair. That's Ito, right? I think Narish actually read this one. Oh, there's Mario. Can't go home without it. Promised Neverland. You know how we do it. At Gravity. Under the Bridge. It's by the mangaka of Beck. It's actually like a pretty okay kind of one shot for those interested in just, I don't know, a one shot by the mangaka of Beck. I don't know if that's something you're particularly interested in. Then you get your Paused, which I don't know if I'm going to go through. You said I didn't have to. Or you said I didn't have to go through your on hold stuff. Might just like scroll through really quickly and mention some other notable ones. Berserk, Vinland Saga, you know, some kind of seinen classics. Vinland Saga is one that I'm particularly sympathetic towards. I've only read the first 8 volumes, but I mean, I think I gave like a 10 based off those, and I know if I gave the farm arc or the slave arc a wholesome chance, I think I'd be thinking very highly of that too, but I just found it difficult after the events that transpired at the end of volume 8 and just how slow the start of the slave arc was. That was difficult to keep moving on with that, but I'm a hero. I only really read the first volume. I thought it actually worked better as a slice of life for a little bit, strangely enough. Build King. I fucking hate it when people are like, aha, Build King best manga. I'm like, this is such a dumb outplayed joke. And it's not at the point where, I don't know, it doesn't seem to be like one of those things either that can just work as an outplayed joke, but we'll see. AOT. Interesting, I didn't realize that you hadn't read it. Have you only really read 2 chapters, or you say you have the first 26 digitally? Buddha. This was another like Tezuka work that was always hyped up. Gray Man, I bought literally every volume of it, read 3, and I thought it was mid, and I kind of put it on pause. But because I actually have a physical investment in this, I have to kind of keep going with it. Fairy Tail, put more respect on the best anime of all time. Genshiken, pretty fun little slice of life. It's one of my favorites actually. Ushishi, yeah, respect. We talked about that. Toriko, yeah, this is. If I could pause time, Toriko is one that I'd really like to just read all of, but I just can't be bothered to read 43 volumes. This was like a bro anime, like me, Narsh, and a couple other friends used to watch IRL, and I thought it was really fun. And I am not reading your planning. You're also kind of like borderline a psychopath for having all these on your reading list. So that's -1 point on your overall score of your AniList rating. Looking so stupid because of an interesting power system, but the creator decided not to use it for his MC. Yeah, I agree. I will never forget. Okay, I'll say that about Build King. I will never forget it because when I saw the main character say that what he was gonna do, I want to build peace. I almost threw my fucking fist through the laptop, I'll tell you that. That was some of the stupidest shit I've ever read. Oh, holy fuck. And like the dialogue, like I don't have an inherent issue with a lot of dialogue, but you gotta say something. And I just never get the sense that they were ever saying anything of value or of substance. Like I don't feel like anything was moving the plot like through dialogue. Like it felt like nonsense. Like it was just there to fill the page. Whereas Togashi, for instance, even though I'm critical of him at certain stages, I still think he's a masterful mangaka, and he has pages of literally like just text, and I think that they're actually meaningful. Those instances. But AOT read 2 chapters when the anime came out in 2011, but it was a negative hardcore bias, but with a hardcore negative bias. Oh, that's fair. We all have those. Yeah. Anyways, I'm not going through your plannings for obvious reasons. Holy shit, you are. You're planning a man, I see, and I respect that, I guess, but that's what you own. But anyways, Crash, overall, if I had to rate your taste, I'd give it a 9.25 out of 10. Very good taste. Best I've seen so far. Massive W. Alright, Blindfold. Hope you're still in chat, because we're going over your shit now. I'll give you a few seconds if you are in chat to just identify that you are in the chat, because you know, if at all possible, I want to make sure that the person I'm reviewing is here so I can have a bit of a dialogue with them as I go along. I don't mind just like talking shit behind people's back. I do it all the time, but you know, I want to make this a more interactive experience. Hi Tayo, I know you're here, buddy. All right, so it looks like our good friend is not here. Blindfold. That's a damn shame. But I am going to go over your AniList anyways. The VOD's going to be public, so I mean, go back to it. Anyways, you're currently watching a whole lot, which is admirable, I'd say. Gambare Doki-chan is unironically one of the best anime I've watched in a long time. I'm super into these like slice life shorts these days, and I blame Slinkbot for getting me hooked on those. I literally watched one to make fun of his taste, and I got hooked on it. Chihuahua on Mondays, which I'm also currently watching the 2nd season of, which I notice you are not. And might I recommend that series to you? Well, you're at least interested enough in watching this. I think it might be worth your time to watch Chihuahua as well. They're both currently airing, so go for it. One Piece, you've watched 993 episodes. Get a life, and that's simply all I have to say to you. What about Chihuahua? Yeah, I mean, if you like this, if you like Gambare, I recommend also watching Chihuahua. Season 1 and Season 2 is currently airing. Now that's the specials. Where's Season 2 at? There we go, the sequel's right here. You know how we run shit. Platinum End, I've really only watched the first episode, and it's been a struggle to continue watching it. I read the first volume when it came out. My friend got it for me for my birthday, and I just did not fucking care. Like, it's an okay-ish concept, but I mean, the prospect of God kind of dying and needing to find a replacement, and I mean, it's kind of cool conceptually, but I just feel like it doesn't do a whole lot in terms of execution of that theme. Maybe it gets more interesting down the line when we actually see conflict between the different candidates, but at the end of that first volume, I was just kind of underwhelmed. And same with at the end of the first episode, to be honest. Nothing more to comment on these currently watching. There's some hits and misses. This Kobayashi's I generally think is a pretty fun anime though, so I guess thumbs up for that. All right, these are your high priority. Oh, these are your planning slash watching. Why do you have your planning so high in your list, dog? That's strange. Put that at the bottom. Okay, completed. Here we go. You have no 10s, which is interesting, but I presume you hold that nothing is perfect and thus you don't give any 10s, maybe? And if that's your logic, then go off, I guess. But the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie as a 9.9. I mean, I haven't watched it, but I mean, I'm just glad you liked it, I guess. Haiku, I will always make fun of Tayo for watching Haiku. Just because Haiku is one of those shows that I think is so easy to make fun of. Low-hanging fruit, if you would. But I've never fucking read or watched it. I just like hate on shit. A Black Clover at a 9.7. G. I mean, all I have of experience with Black Clover is that first volume, which I did not enjoy. And this one time in Discord, Snow like broke down one of the episodes with one of the major fights near the end, and I was appalled at how awful the animation was for such a big title. So that's my only experience with it. But you know, that's how it is. AOT Season 3 Part 2, the infamously good season. I'm also a big fan. I also probably have it at around 9.5. Silent Voice I mentioned before, it just didn't do it for me. The movie, at least, did not do it for me. Weathering for You is one I'm really interested in watching. I love Your Name. And I seem to love all of the... I mean, I also love Garden of Words, and I do believe it came from like the kind of same... yeah, the Garden of Words came from like the same director, creator, whatever, so... and both you and Snow have it ranked rather highly, so I can only imagine I'd love it, but... As someone who somewhat likes Black Clover, it's nowhere that good. Yeah, that's kind of my impression as well. Durarara, the third arc. Oh, damn. Kind of motivated me to watch more Durarara because the first season and... have I seen the second arc or have I only seen the first arc? Yeah, see, Crash, thank you for coming out. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I never even got through the X2, the second arc. Only the first one. This is something that I mildly want to continue watching. I really do like Durarara. It's such a fun, lovable cast. It's a really fun world. And I loved the first season, the second season equally. So I can only imagine like the future ones just as much, but I just haven't gotten around to watching them. I'm kind of motivated to do so though. Vinland Saga, this is something I also have yet to watch, but I've read the equivalent in the manga. I love it. I have no reason to think I wouldn't love this as well. It's by Madhouse, right? So they always produce high quality stuff, so. Baccano to 9, I mean, you seem to like those works by the Durarara Baccano guys. Baccano is fun. It becomes a little confusing for me at times. I think ultimately I had it like a 7, 7.5. I don't know. There was just something about it that I think could have been better executed. But it's been a while also, so it's hard for me to say. And a Ava at a 9. That's respectable. I'd have it a little higher, but you know how we do shit around here. But Evergarden at a 9. Yeah, I've talked about Violet Evergarden enough on this channel. That's one of Noob's favorites, so it's a common point of discussion between him and I whenever we have discussions about certain issues in anime. This can be a kind of common example for both of us. I think generally like the peaks in the show are tremendous, and there are a lot of moments that move me emotionally, and that's why I love it in a lot of anime. But I just think that there's a lot of the kind of in-between moments that don't pique my interest nearly as much with regards to like the slice of life, I guess, drama aspects where they're just building on Violet's character. It's hit or miss, I guess, in that regard. But the general level of quality is rather high. I think I have it just shy of an 8, 7.5, maybe an 8. I don't know. Depends how charitable I'm that day. Though I do come to its defense quite a bit because I know because of its popularity, it's a common target for a lot of people in the sense that like people will try to say it's carried by its animation. I don't think that's entirely true. I do think it has some excellent writing. Or people will say it's over animated, and that's what gets me mad because I think but I've ranted about that enough. Like over animated is such a non-problem, you know what I mean? AOT final season, respectable. I think I have it probably about there, maybe a little lower, maybe on the 8.5 side of things. I don't really remember now. It's a good season though. I look forward to the final. Erased, I also enjoyed quite a bit. People had particular issues with the ending. I honestly like. I've discussed it with a few people on Twitter, and I've heard their critiques of Erased, the ending, but like I honestly don't have those same issues with it. It makes sense to me. I don't feel like it's too rushed. I think rather positive of Erased. I kind of want to check out the manga for that reason. Girl in the Gone, One of my favorite anime of all time. Again, I have it, like probably out of 10, but that's still a fair score. Like was it Ava? Also 10 for me, but you know, the 8.9 I can't knock, I guess. Other than the fact that you actively chose to put it just below a 9, and that obviously means that there's an intention to have it below, like for instance, Violet Evergarden or Bakano, which these are infinitely better than, by the way. I have not watched Mugen Train yet. I'm just watching the second season because it's retelling the same shit, to be honest. JJK. I think I only have it at an 8, but I really love JJK. I just think that like what it covers in the first season isn't the best of JJK by far. I think it's well animated. There's some great fights, and I think it picks up a lot during the second half. But there's just so much kind of like average battle shown and stuff in the first half that it just kind of levels out to about an 8 for me, all things considered. But I really enjoyed Jujutsu Kaisen, and I look forward to the second season because the incident is gonna fucking blow my cock off in animation. Because I'm not huge on Gege's art style, to be honest. It's very messy, but fucking A, that animation's beautiful. Such a fantastic story, honestly. I don't know where I have the manga right now. I don't even know if I rated it, but I think quite highly of JJK. It does need like another Shibuya incident level arc to really kind of have that legendary status that I really want for it and to really get the most out of it. I don't know if the Culling game is going to be that, to be honest. I'm a little skeptical. I'm not super invested into it right now, but we'll kind of see how it pans out. Great Pretender I always associate with noob. I think Nars also watched it and was kind of fucking around with that for a bit. It just seems like okay to me. Jose the Tiger and the Fish. I really want to watch. This is Bones, right? Did I make that up? Information at. Yeah, Studio Bones. But JJK will have that type of arc when Gojo comes back into the story. 100% agreed. Yeah, I think you're right. Now they could fumble it. Gege could fumble that return. I don't think so. The precedent isn't there for it. 91 Days is dog shit. Fuck that anime. Odd Taxi's okay. I still have not watched the ending to this fucking anime, damn it. I don't know why I haven't. It's so like famously good, and I have not committed to it. It's literally, I have like 2 episodes left to watch. I don't know, I couldn't be bothered to. Revengers I dropped after 10 episodes. It's a good manga. But the anime was just whatever. AOT season 3, yeah, it's definitely one of the lower seasons for me as well. I still think I probably have it a little higher. I'm pretty like sympathetic towards AOT generally. I got some isekais going in there. I heard that Alicization was actually like pretty damn good. Like even Sword Art Online haters were like, it's actually pretty damn good as far as isekai go. Nafu, shout out the noob. Kuroko no Basket, don't care. AOT season 1. I think I have season 1 probably a little closer to season 3 than you know. I think a little higher both of them generally. But I think I love AOT season 1 so much because like I was there as it was coming out and I was like firsthand experiencing the hype and how fucking like influential this series would have become. I was there when it was kind of like changing the landscape of anime and manga, and so I was really subject to just how influential it was, and I really think a lot of my admiration for that first season is because of that. Season 2 is actually one of the seasons I think rather highly of. It might even be my second favorite season from AO. I think I have it at a 9. I love it. I think it just develops everything I like most about Attack on Titan, kind of the world of the Titans, and unveils the mystery in a little interesting way. And yeah, but anyways, Wonder Egg I've still yet to watch. I was meaning to. I was actually going to go back and watch all the big ones from fall 2021 so I can do like a anime of the year recap, but I stopped caring about seasonal anime again, so I never bothered to go back and do it. Snafu, Kobayashi, good stuff. Past Class. Well, Z Kai, nostalgic. Yeah, that's fair. I like Kai. I never finished it. I got like just before the Cell arc, I guess. But I like Dragon Ball. I think Dragon Ball is just like a fun classic battle shonen story. Like it's hard to hate. Sunny Boy, the anime I thought would have entered my top 15, and I just have not picked up because I'm not convinced it's gonna be that great by the likes or based off what others have said of it. AOT is a cultural icon. It's just unfortunate to see how its name got dragged in the mud after the ending. Yeah, I still think that it's paradigm shifting. I still think it marks the introduction of the new gen kind of generation. But I even love the ending, honestly. Fuck the haters. Burn the Witch. I did not think too highly of Burn the Witch personally, but Nagatoro I also have a bit of 7. It's like a pretty fun little, I don't know what the fuck you call this, like a comedy. Naruto Shippuden 7.3. You automatically failed. Naruto Shippuden is objectively the best anime in the world, and it's better than every series above it. So eat shit. Your Eternity. The first episode and the last episode were amazing. Guju Death hit me the hardest. Hope that's not a spoiler. I only watched like 7, 8 episodes. First episode was good. March's death was good. Everything between was fucking awful. Like, just, I understand it's necessary for making those meaningful moments when characters die, but like, I just don't care. I feel like there's got to be a better way to do it. Fully Cooley out of 7. Interesting. That's a little more of a hotter take, since Fully Cooley has that almost cult status. You don't see many people having it under an 8, to be honest, but I mean, 7's still a good score, so that's nothing to worry about. Then we have Naruto. Tetebayo! I love Naruto. 86, garbage. Drop that real quick. Bottom tier character Tomozaki. I never finished it. This is probably unironically my least favorite well-produced anime. I thought the fucking writing was so out of touch. I thought the characters were so fucking... It was so painful. Comedy in this anime is so painful. It's so out of touch. It's like, you know that meme where it's like, is it Steve Buscemi where it's like, what's up, my fellow youngsters, or like my fellow teenagers? This is like literally, it's that meme, but it's like, what's up, my fellow gamers? Like that's what the writers look like to me. Just people who have no understanding of like, I guess, actual gaming culture. And either way, I wouldn't want them to, because actual gaming culture is cringe, and I think it'll become dated very quickly. And I think this is actually drawing on much older conceptions of like gaming culture. And I think because of that kind of disparity between the culture it's drawing upon when it was released, like, it's just such a fucking awful anime. And I'm not even interested in any of the romantic relationships either, just to put salt on the wound. Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. I remember when that came out. That shit was sorry, I just saw Noob's comment. Bottom tier is actually good. It's not actually dog shit, but at least it's not trying to be relatable and saying Bing Chilling all the time. Unironically, okay. If there was an anime that dropped tomorrow and was dropping memes like Bing Chilling, or like, I'm just trying to think of relevant memes right now. It's difficult. But if it was dropping like, if there was an anime that could somehow manage to produce like episodes as memes were popular, I actually think it would hit. Like, if it was like a slice of life short, maybe like a comedy short with like 13-minute episodes, able to produce an episode like that, capitalize on like when these memes are famous. I actually think it'd be so funny during the time. If there was a fucking anime that came out tomorrow that parodied John Cena Bing Chilling, I would fucking shit my pants. I would shit my pants. No, it doesn't have longevity, of course, but I think it would be such a fucking good... That'd be way better than bottom tier character Tomozaki. One Punch Man. He does be punching people in one. Countless Nana, shout out the noob. Promised Neverland. I quite like season 1. I have a little higher, but I still respect it. Death Note at a 7. You're gonna have to explain that one to me, my guy. A lot of haiku. A lot of haiku. Just point that out. MHA, that's fair. I quite enjoyed that first season. I always mention this. I've only ever read that or watched that though, so I can't be cast judgment on the rest of the series. I'll be honest, modern comedy on the internet is terrible. Only 2% of the memes are good. No, it's just that you're not on the good parts of the internet. That's a you problem, my friend. Pretty Boy Detective Club. It's literally just Uran High School Host Club, but like sparkly. So go watch Uran. SAO, that's a fine score. Akudame Drive. Yeah, I guess. But Kaiji, it's cool. Ibuguro Escape Park. Record of Ragnarok. Ragnarok, yeah, I've only really watched like 2-3 episodes. And maybe that just isn't, like, obviously there's the famous critiques of like the animation and stuff. But like, I don't know, I just feel like maybe this doesn't work as an anime in general. Like, even though it's a fight manga, I just feel like there's probably better, I don't know. Maybe because I'm only viewing it through the lens of the fact that shitty anime adaptation exists, but I don't know. Yeah, no comments. Log Horizon. I heard this was actually like one of the better isekai in terms of like world building, but I dropped it halfway through the first season, and I just never continued because I don't care. Like isekai is just something that aesthetically does not appeal to me at all. Same with SAO 2, I got like halfway, or maybe I only got like 4 episodes into it, and I actually enjoyed it more than a lot of SAO 1. But when Kirito came back in, I stopped caring, which was I think literally like episode 3. Hero, yeah, it's okay. I mean, I have a whole tier list talking about spring anime. Hero was like, it's okay. It was a lot more hype during the time because like just the intensity of the community. I think that really drove its score up at the time, but its ending was alright. Wikimo, likewise, I think I had a lot more hype for that initially, but it just kind of like stiffled. Skate I actually really enjoyed. I thought it was a breath of fresh air. It really seemed to have captured a kind of like early 2000s kind of energy, like, you know, kind of pop punk vibes, skating. I think the character design's really fun. It almost kind of reminded me like a Beyblade character designs for some reason. This was like a breath of fresh air in that regard. But and I was pretty invested like in the story too. I don't know. I gave it an 8, but I guess I could see easily how people wouldn't like it. ECI can become a really great genre. It's just medieval setting that has its chokehold. Yeah, I think in principle, the idea of just being not even necessarily teleported, but finding yourself in an alien world, alien in the sense of just not familiar to oneself, like just foreign. In principle, that's fine, but it's just it's just either the video game shit or the medieval shit, and both of those are lame to me. So, but if they could find something new, like there's nothing wrong with the idea of isekai. It's just, I guess, the trends amongst its execution that I have an issue with and that I thereby associate with the kind of idea. Google Season 1, I'm also quite a fan of. I have it at an 8 as well. 6.1, I mean, you know, to each their own. Dragon Ball GT, Super. High School DxD, I mean, that should be a 10 also. You're just objectively wrong about that, but whatever, I guess. And the Naruto movies, I don't even bother to rank movies. Like, I just can't be fucking bothered. So, I mean, good on you for being able to do that. But I also see you're losing some of the precision with your scaling where you go down. I guess you're just getting burnt out. I don't blame you. I did too. That's why I had to redo all my shit. It's difficult to maintain with that kind of level of precision. So I don't know how Noob does it. Nobilis. I always remember Noob and maybe Tayo talking shit about this one. Boruto is a movie. I actually really enjoyed the Boruto movie, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it has all of the problems narrative-wise with that first part of Boruto, which I'm not blind to, but like, I don't know. I guess it's because of my overwhelming cherryability towards it. Dinosaur King? Yeah, also nostalgic for me, but I think I have like a 3. Of the childhood anime, it's definitely one of my lower ones. There's Dragon Ball movies, Log Horizon 2, Route A, respectable. Mars Red, yeah, very underwhelming given how great the presentation was. Yeah, Japan Sinks I also think equally as poorly of. Super Cub, also just kind of like nothing happened. Duran was just reeking with potential and that it just failed to capitalize upon, and it sucks. I don't redo my list. Did once and it's been good. Every once in a while I move something. That's fair. Yeah. Season 2, I mean, classically hated on. Hello World, whatever, School Days. Only because I was forced to watch this. I'm not joking. Was held down and forced to watch this. I somehow don't believe you. And I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, School Days is classic low-hanging fruit. Again, my biggest thing is I actually think it has a cool ending. It's just fucking biggest failure is that it's a boring anime otherwise. 91 Days, dog shit. Also, horny on main alert. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Horny alert. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Horny alert. Wee woo, wee woo, wee. You sick fuck. Fucking dog. Put this shit on private, dog. I'm just joking, by the way, but my energy's getting lower from having streamed for as long as I've been streaming. So that's why my jokes are probably not coming across as so genuine. And then you just have like a bunch of OVAs and shit that I reckon that you just don't know how to rate. You have music in there, though. That's very sus. We don't put music in our AniLists. That's rule number 1 of being on AniList. Yeah, dude, just fucking put that shit on private, man. Come on now, dog. Paused Vivies, I don't blame you. Don't pick that shit up. Dropped. So I think I played that in the background for a little bit, just as like like literally like noise. Obviously, I didn't add it for that reason, but I think this is actually something I might enjoy just to like watch my girlfriend, like just to like waste some time. It's a fun little show. Boruto. I really want to try and like watch all like the manga filler because I'm reading it right now and I'm a fan. But I'm also a Naruto fan, like generally, so of course I'd be interested in that. Kaguya-sama. That is genuinely something I want to watch or read because this is like very famous. This is one of the highest regarded of its kind of genre. Like this brings together lovers of all genres. It's a very unifying manga in that sense. Like fucking even Slasher Storm on Twitter loves this, and he's like the big Naruto head. I mean, it's got a grip on everyone. Shadow Associate, I don't beat that shit back up. Psycho Pass though, like it took me a while to finish it, but when I finished it, I was pleasantly surprised. And I don't care about your plan. Rating your anime overall 6 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, yeah, 4 manga though, so let's check those out. Solo Leveling, fair enough. Pumpkin Night, didn't somebody share that in my Discord? I respect you for putting that there. Look Back at My Dear Self with Malice Afterthought. I think I see some other people reading this. Yeah, I think it was Laugh I saw reading this. This looks kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie to you, actually. I mean, there's nothing to rate there, really. Now I actually have 2 left. Are you here, Dice? 5 seconds just bonks. If not, I'm already very tired. I shouldn't have done manga crashes. But I've been putting his off for so long that I thought he finally deserved it. But if you're not here, Dice, you know, Keenan, I just don't have it in me right now. I don't even have it in me to do Dice's. How long have we been going for? Can somebody give me a time on the stream? About 2 hours. Yeah, I mean, to be frank with you, you good people, I tired. Fucking of course now is when the chat goes back up to 6 viewers. But I just don't have it in me to keep going right now. This is why I have a Discord channel full of these AniLists, and I've just not touched any of them because I spend so much time on like one, and then I just get drained out. But that's gonna wrap up the stream. I have no more energy left. I hope this was enjoyable. For those who inevitably missed some of this, it'll be left public. So for Blindfold and for Crash, I think Crash was here for all. But thank you, good people, for coming out. I really appreciate it as always. You are aiding me in my progress towards monetization. Right, this all contributes to my public watch hours. Hopefully I get a few subscribers along the way. Noob, when you get free time in like 10 years, would you be so kind as to make me another thumbnail for this? But I have no other announcements. Noob has done all the thumbnails for these videos. I really appreciate them. They look amazing. My next video is going to be on writing versus enjoyment. I already got a lot of that script done. I look forward to making that video soonish, within 2 weeks maybe. But otherwise, it's been a blast. I appreciate you guys for your time as always, and thank you, Paul A. Thank you, Nuberton, Madokuse Gake. Sorry, I'm fucking destroying your name all stream, but until next time, good people.